a magazine called Steppin Out.
Steppin Out magazine. That's Steppin Out magazine. Huge crowd roar for Steppin Out. And Steppin Out magazine.
Tell us, viewers, what do you think of this weirdness? It's maddening, isn't it? I'm everywhere. She's holding ejaculate.
Andrew, we still on the air? My brother, Tommy, my older brother, Tommy, passed away last week. I think it was Monday, 2 days before the show, so I had to go down to Texas and take care of his body and deal with all the grieving issues that happen when you lose a sibling or lose anybody in your family. Also, if you've been listening to this show or watching it, actually, my wife has left me, and basically my life has fallen apart. And I've been very, very public about it. I've written about it in Stepping Out magazine. If you read my column, you know pretty much what's going on. I had an affair with a writer.
I saw that on your last show. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dina Kravitz, one of the writers for me. And I had an affair, 5-year affair, on and off over the years. Got to the point where I had to come clean, told my wife about it, and just what you would assume would happen, happened.
Right.
It was an implosion like you've never seen. I've been living in parks. I've been sleeping in the back of my car.
Wow.
I've been walking the streets all night until the sun comes up. I haven't slept in weeks. Have not slept. Been drinking way too much.
Yeah.
My life has been shit. And just when I thought, well, I'm ready to jump off a bridge, I've had enough, and I came pretty close. I actually came pretty close, I think, to killing myself about 10 days ago.
Wow.
Really came close. Like, about as close as you can
tweeted
come.
something about that, didn't you? You were
Well,
like,
first of all, let me
I'm on my
introduce
way out
you.
or something.
Just for people watching the show, this is the Reverend Betsy, who I've asked to come on the show tonight. Adorable, cute as a button. Don't know her from Adam. Found her on the internet. Could have been a 90-year-old witch for all I know. Walked into the studio, and you're adorable.
Thanks.
There's something about this show. We just get attractive women. I don't know how it happens. It just happens. You're a clairvoyant. You're a medium.
Yep.
You're a psychic.
Yep.
And I want you to come on the show tonight to discuss what's going on in my life, discuss my brother, discuss what you do, and to see really what death is all about.
Great.
Because I have some questions.
I know a lot about death.
After holding my brother's cold hand the other day,
Yeah.
it really opened up a lot of thoughts in my mind that I want to discuss. And I know, I don't care what you're into. If you're into, tech gadgets, digital cameras, whatever the hell floats your boat, the one common denominator
Everyone deals
I
with
think
death.
everybody has is that we deal in death.
Yeah.
And when you say death, everybody's eyes open up and they look and they listen, because it's something we all have thoughts about.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead. I interrupted you. I just wanted to say who you are.
Well, everyone has their own relationship with death. And every time someone dies, everyone's affected, and all of your other experiences with death come up. So you may not have been finished grieving for whatever reason, and that will come up. And if you had a bad experience in the past and this person died of old age, you'll be automatically brought back to when you were 12 and your best friend was murdered or whatever it is.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you, I had a sister who killed herself. 1986, I guess it was. Then my girlfriend died of a drug overdose in 96. I've had some pretty unexpected, tragic deaths in my life that have knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened in a while. This one knocked the wind out of me because I was going through a lot with my wife and that affair, and it was so traumatic for me.
You keep talking about how you thought it couldn't get any worse.
Right.
So I believe in something called the law of attraction, which is whatever energy you put out, you get back. So there's this saying, the better it gets, the better it gets, and the worse it gets, the worse it gets.
Is that why when they say things happen in threes? Because is it really another way of saying that if somebody dies or something bad happens, you're bound to have more things happen?
Yeah, because it's okay. So the law of attraction deals with basically what emotions you're feeling.
Right.
So when you're feeling, oh my gosh, my wife just left me and I'm feeling really terrible.
Right.
It's like I like to explain it like you're a little chip that's for a GPS. And so, you know, the GPS, you're walking around and you're like, bleep, 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 and the GPS can always tell where you are. And so your little feelings are
again?
like, bleep, bleep, bleep.
As adorable as you are, you just got a little more adorable. Like that.
You should,
you know what I mean? Like,
you should hear my CD
it's
of
ridiculous.
ukulele music. That's a whole nother show.
That's another show. That's
a
next
whole nother
week's show.
And so it's like you're putting off these radio waves, basically. Right. It's energy. And so it's like whatever you're putting off is what you're attracting more and more of.
So once bad starts to happen and you get into that mindset, you're saying you're attracting.
Get into that mindset, yes.
So basically what you're telling me is I killed my brother.
No, that's not it.
Tommy, I didn't mean it. I left my wife and I killed you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I got to be honest. And I told Andrew this, the owner of the GFQ network. Andrew's here again, making sure everything runs smoothly with his lovely wife, Jessica. And who was the new office manager at the GFQ network? The pregnant woman? I just see this girl. I'm looking at this psychic, and behind her is this woman with a giant belly. And I see your belly button sticking out through your shirt. Yeah. And I got to tell you, it's hard not to notice that. Like, I'm trying to deal with the death of my brother and my wife leaving me, right. But all I can think about is that belly button sticking out of your big, fat, pregnant belly.
Well, how about that cycle? When someone dies, there's a new life. And you're talking about death, and there's a new life over there that you keep staring at.
You think that's it, huh? You're going to break it down to those simple This show is not that intelligent. Yeah. You got to dummy it down.
All right.
Usually it's just lap dances and just stupid, dumb topics. No, maybe that's it. I don't know. I wasn't thinking that, but now that you say that, it's all, now you're probably right. That's what I'm thinking about. There's the cycle of life. Death, life. Mm-hmm. Death, life. Mm-hmm. No, I'm happy for you. I don't know who you are, but I'm happy for you.
She's beautiful, right?
What is her name? Maggie. Oh, a nice Irish name, too.
She's doing 4
weeks. Are you Irish?
No.
Your name's Maggie and you're Polish?
It's Magda.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so please.
Magda.
Don't live your life as a lie. When you can come clean with who you are as a person, you're going to have your son or your child will be a better person.
You're right, Chaunce.
Right?
Don't live your life as a lie. You should go by your real name, Maggie.
You should go by your real name, Maggie. Anyway, getting back to my miserable life. Mm-hmm. So yeah, normally with the show is funny. We have celebrity guests on. Yeah. I prepare, believe it or not. Tonight, I'm not in the mood to prepare for a show. Mm-hmm. It's been hard for me just to function, just to move around. Yeah. Just to be here, it was very difficult for me tonight. Yeah. But despite all that, I thought having someone with your knowledge on the subject of death would be appropriate for this show.
Great.
So let me just start off with this. My brother's dead. Where the hell is he?
Well, I don't believe in the concept of death because death means that, your life discontinues. Mm-hmm. So in your email to me, you said you wanted to speak about the afterlife. Right. Or life after death.
Yes.
So where is he? That's a good question. He's probably here.
Now, why would my brother... I had my brother's hat here. My brother was in the Navy. He was a lieutenant commander. Mm-hmm. And I have his jacket on. This is his hat. When you say he's here, why would he be...
Well, I didn't say he is here because I haven't tuned in.
Okay.
Also, in order for me to tune in, which I can do, I sort of have to go into a little bit of an altered state. So right now we're back and forth and we're quipping back and forth. And, I would say like a prayer and then we could, feel if he's here. If I feel that, sometimes I do slip in. Mm-hmm. And if he was like an in-your-face person... in this lifetime, then he'll be an in-your-face person on the other side too. So whatever his personality is, will be like that. But let me just tell you that I was saying to someone before, when you pass over, the likelihood that you're going to be able to communicate to me is small. because it's like she's like, it really is like Ghost, and it is. You have to learn how to communicate, because like think of like a baby all of a sudden like being able to talk.
You're like a ghost psychologist.
Well, yeah.
Is that am I correct?
Yeah, because it does it. You do have to. It's all about learning they're learning their language. You're learning your language, and I'm not talking about English,
All right,
Spanish.
so let me stop right there for a second, because this actually starts a whole bunch of controversy, because there are people who don't believe anything happens to you when you die.
Yeah.
That when you die, it's like stepping on a piece of a leaf or a stick. Like that, it's just gone.
Yeah.
Like you don't. There's nothing after
Right.
you die. So, what do you say to those people that believe there's nothing after this?
I feel bad for you.
Because you're sure there is.
Well, you know what's actually interesting that you ask that. I wasn't expecting you to talk about this. All of this is like faith based, right? Like it's evidence based, but it's also faith based.
Okay.
And so I actually don't pretend to know how I know what I know.
Mm-hmm.
But when, for instance, this, I could give, endless examples, right? But I was giving this reading and I was connecting to this woman's aunt. And I was like, this aunt doesn't feel like she's very feminine. So she was probably like a butch lesbian. Yeah.
I kind of like where
Rocky's
you go.
laughing back
You know what?
there.
The show always goes back to that. No matter what we talk about, you couldn't escape lesbianism. Like no matter what we talk about, it's still about lesbians.
I'm a psychic, so I knew
I was
that.
really hoping this would be the one show.
The one
without
show.
lesbians.
Andrew was actually sitting back, relaxing, thinking, you know what? This is the one show I won't have to worry about. We're gonna have advertisers, and here we go. Here we go. Lesbian. Where's it gonna go from here? I'm sorry.
So
Go ahead.
that's okay. So I was connecting to this deceased aunt, and I said this aunt is helping you to write a book on how you can change your genes with your thought patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman says to me, "I just wrote that book."
So
where did that come from? Did that come from a spirit? Did that come from the woman's psyche of her memories of her aunt? Is this ESP? Is this, I have a construct and I have a way to define it.
What is it?
What is it? I can tell you it's energy. I can tell you that.
But what like you have, for lack of a better way of describing it, do you have antennas that the rest of us don't have?
No, I believe everyone can do what I do. There are certain sort of predispositions that you can have. If you're a non-believer, then you're not open-minded, and you need to be open-minded. If you're sort of people-friendly, person-friendly,
You believe in God?
I believe in a higher power that is sort of located everywhere.
You believe in heaven and hell?
No.
You don't think
I
there's a
believe
hell?
heaven and hell are located inside of us. And so therefore you're kind of close to hell
Charles
right
Manson, say you're a serial killer
now. Okay.
and you die. There's no punishment after life?
I don't really believe that there's a punishment after life. I believe the punishment is that I believe that you create your own happiness or unhappiness.
So the kind of person you were dictates what happens to you after you die. Like what?
Right.
There's a great movie, by the way. I want to tell me if you saw this. God damn it! It's going to kill me not knowing the name of this movie, but it's fascinating. I watched it a couple of weeks ago and I couldn't stop. It's about this kid who's a drug dealer, and he dies during a police raid in a bathroom in Japan.
Okay.
And he gets killed in the bathroom, and his sister's a prostitute and a stripper, and they live together. I don't know why it's Japan, but they're not Japanese, they're American, but that's where they live. And the entire movie, it's based on this kid dead through his eyes as a dead person. Do you know the movie I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Does anybody in the room know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's you can rent it in demand. It's fascinating. The entire movie. You see the kid, he's kind of floating above his body, and then he floats around the town, and he's looking at his sister give a blowjob to the guy she works for, and he's just looking at all the things in his life, and it's kind of echoing, and there are colors fading in and out. He's dead, but he's still watching things from a kind of an altered perspective.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating. You can't. And there's no real dialogue in the movie. You just can't stop watching it.
Wow.
Oh God, I gotta find the name of it.
Well, I haven't seen that movie, but from what you described, that's what I would say your brother's doing right now. But eventually, he can, just like in Ghost, like learn how to manipulate energy and how to manipulate.
Learn
things.
where he is.
Yeah.
I did an interview once with a fellow. We talked about it before the show. God, he may not even be alive now. His name is Hans Holzler. And people who are watching this now, I bet you a lot of them know who he is. He's written over 100 books on the afterlife. And he promotes himself as a spiritual psychologist. And what he told me he does is that he said, Chauncey, my job in life is to tell somebody who died that they died.
Yeah.
He said there are a lot of people who die who don't understand what's going on. They don't understand. They see you. They feel themselves, but something isn't right, and they don't understand it. And he said, my job as a psychologist, parapsychologist, is to inform them.
Right.
Don't be afraid. This is what has happened to you.
Right.
Just let it happen, and everything will be natural once you accept it.
Yeah, it's sort of like whatever beliefs you held on to in this lifetime will continue after you die. And so
that's scary, because if I die right now, it's going to be a bizarre afterlife. Andrew, don't get scared. It's going to be a bizarre afterlife. That's all I have. We'll let it go at that, because there's new rules now on the show. It's just people who are watching, you know what I mean. It's going to be a bizarre afterlife. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, no, that's okay. So, for instance, if somebody in my position who already knows how to communicate passed over, I could probably communicate pretty easily. I would still need some adjustments and figure out what's going on. If you don't believe in the afterlife and you pass over, you're going to be like, what the heck's going on?
See,
why can't I just talk to the person, you know?
When I die, I'm going to talk to you.
Great.
Yeah, I have a crush on you. when I'm dead, you are definitely going to be hearing from me.
Great.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I'm going to haunt you.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good news is that I've got really great boundaries, and I'm really strong.
When you're in the shower in the morning, if I'm a ghost, can I watch you shower?
Not if I don't let you.
You can stop it.
Yeah.
Even with my ghostly powers.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I saw the movie Ghost.
Yeah.
And listen, I know what I can do. When I get good at it, I can walk right through your shower curtain and stare at you. I can stick my head through your shower curtain and watch you soak down.
I should have rewatched that movie before the show, because I knew it was going to come up, and it's been so long, so I don't know the details of that
It may take me a while,
but
I get about a month after I'm dead. Beware.
Okay.
It's going to take me, because I'm a slow learner.
Well, it's something that I don't believe you'll be able to do, but keep trying.
Yeah. Just keep that in the back of your head.
Oh, great. I'll watch the obits, so I can know ahead of time.
When I'm gone, you'll know. When you go to reach for the soap, and it's right there in your hand.
Yeah. All right.
Handing it to you.
There you go.
So good. Did I interrupt? Go ahead.
No, I don't even know where we were. We're back.
We were talking about my dead brother, and somehow we ended up talking about lesbians.
I was just going to say, should we talk about lesbians some more? Because,
we can talk about lesbian ghosts.
Yeah, lesbian ghosts, sure.
No, my question was, so my brother's dead. I want to believe that he's not just gone. Okay. I want to believe that he was in great pain, and we talked about this. He had, in fact, I think he died by taking too many painkillers. He had a terrible back. I'd like to think now that he doesn't feel pain. When you die, do you think that all the pain stops?
I believe that all the pain stops. However, if you don't really know what's going on over there, it's going to be a hard thing. There's on this lifetime when we're alive, all disease is caused by our thought patterns. Everything is stress induced, right? Our immune system gets down and something pops up or whatever. And we can get more into that too. But so if you're used to sort of that mindset, and you can create your own hell on this end of things,
it can follow you into the afterlife.
If he,
oh
but he
my
has
God,
more.
scary.
But he's not in pain.
Right.
He's just figuring things out.
I
Everyone that's gone before him was there and accepted him and said it's okay and is comforting him. So he's not in pain. He's not in his own hell.
So you think you see people that have died when you're dead? Like, do you think when you die, like my girlfriend passed away in 96. Do you think when I die, I'm going to see her?
Absolutely, she'll be there.
So,
I
how
mean,
is that possible?
there's countless accounts of people who didn't even believe in the afterlife.
Right.
They're on their deathbed and they reach up and they say, so and so is here for me, and they don't even know. Like, you're there, in this life, and then their dead father's there, and they don't know what's real, and they start talking to dead people.
I started to tell you this before the start of the show, and I'm going to get into detail now. And tell me what you think, because this is not bullshit. I'm going to tell you 3 things that happened from 3 people that died in my life.
Great.
And I want to know what you think.
Sure.
All right. First one, my sister took her life in 1986.
Okay.
Two things happened, and I always thought it was crazy because I can't explain it. And one of those things is she was very close to my grandmother. She stayed at my grandmother's house and slept on her couch quite a bit. I was the one that had to tell my grandmother that she had passed away. I knocked on my grandmother's door, and she opened it and she said, "I know why you're here. You're here to tell me about the earthquake." I'm like, "What earthquake?" "I know, that's not why I'm here." And she said, "Well, all the pillows on the couch just went flying on the floor about 20 minutes ago. That's the moment my sister died." And then at the same time, my parents had sold their house, and they were moving to a condo up in Warwick, New York. Nobody was there but the movers. No, I was the first one at the house, just the movers from one location to the other. I went into the garage, and every single picture of my sister Debbie was laid out on the garage floor. The drivers didn't even know who Debbie was or what had happened. No one from the house had been there. Every picture. How do you explain that?
Well, how did you explain it?
I can't explain it, and to this day, I don't even like thinking about it because there is no explanation. And there was one other thing when she died. About a week later, all my brothers were in this one location at my brother's house talking about her. We were all upset. We were grieving. The phone rings. We picked it up, and the only thing on the phone was a screeching loud sound that I've never heard on a phone in my life. Just like a ee on the phone. And so those 3 things happened after my sister died that to this day, I cannot explain any one of them. Just bizarre.
Yeah.
And to you, you're not shocked by that.
No.
What is it?
I talk to dead people. Come on.
What am I talking about? What happened?
Well, it is just like the movie Ghost, where certain things can happen. I mean, under the right conditions, where a spirit can manipulate physical objects. I mean, it's just physical mediumship. Generally, there has to be some sort of energetic source. So, for a spirit to quote unquote manifest themselves, so you can see them with your eyes open, or so that this hat can move, or whatever it is, there has to be some sort of energy source for them to draw from. So, if you've ever seen like a TV show like The Ghost Hunters with taps or whatever, they've got their cameras running. They've got 3 full battery
packs. Is that bullshit,
packs.
or do you believe in a show like Ghost Hunters? Are we looking at just Hollywood? You watch that, and do you say, "Oh yeah, this is part of what I do. This is real"?
I watched it a lot before I really developed my mediumship, and I thought it was real then. With Hollywood, you can never tell, but the stuff that they're using is what people actually use. So the EMF, the temperature readings and things like that. So, but it's true. I've been filming in the woods with a full battery. Rocky and I were doing this last year. We were in the woods with a full battery, and all of a sudden the camera battery drained. And so we were like, oh, well, someone's trying to manifest, and we didn't have a good feeling, so we got out of there.
Can a ghost hurt you? If a ghost wants to, can it hurt you?
I think that if you believe the ghost can hurt you, it can really freak you out.
Freak you out or hurt you?
I don't believe a ghost can hurt you.
Because I lay in bed and you know the movie The Sixth Sense?
Yeah, but I haven't seen it.
You never saw Sixth Sense?
I know there's a lot of things I haven't seen.
Can you get me another medium? Can we get somebody else in here? I mean, you just totally disqualified.
I'll watch all the movies next time.
I actually, I wanted to know if this could possibly happen. My house, I bought my childhood house.
Okay.
And I remember I was a kid. We were all, the whole family. Like
by the way, let me just say that talking right now is Andrew Zarian. I say it right?
Yeah, perfect.
See, since my brother died, I've somehow channeled his intelligence, where now I can say last names. Andrew Zarian, my boss and the owner of the GFQ network.
Thank you, Chaunce.
You're
Very
welcome.
nice intro.
You're welcome.
I remember I was a kid and the entire family's in the living room. Hard copy was on the TV, but muted. I remember it, and out of nowhere we hear, coming from the attic, my mother's name. Nadia! Nadia! Screaming. Ooh. And all of us are looking at each other saying, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Same time, and like Chaunce said, the phone would ring constantly.
Yeah.
And
because
we would
it's
just
energy.
hear static.
I was always told that when you die, it's your energy. And where else is there more energy than in a phone line?
Exactly. I do a lot of phone readings, but that's a whole other story.
It was terrifying. So it was the first time I ever experienced anything like that.
Yeah, that sounds scary.
So we looked back into the house's records, and the story was that the person, a couple, maybe 20 years before us, that sold the house. It's 108 years old, the house. They sold the house because the wife fell down the stairs and swore something pushed her.
Wow.
And lost a child, miscarried.
You're saying a ghost can attack you.
That's the story. I mean, who knows what it was, but we've always felt there's something in the house. And, you know, we live in there now, and my wife says there's always a feeling like somebody else is in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm a total skeptic. I mean, I don't even believe Chaunce exists.
None of us really exist. This is all an illusion.
All an illusion.
Yeah.
But I honestly feel like there's something in that house.
Yeah.
And I've always felt it as a kid.
So wait, you don't believe in this? You're a skeptic, but you feel like something's in your house?
Yeah, that's you're all over the place. What are you trying to say? Do you believe in ghosts or not, Andrew Zarian?
We demand to know.
I didn't believe it until a couple of years ago. My neighbor had passed away. It was St. Patrick's Day. We were coming home. It was like 10 years ago. My mother was driving me home, and I see my neighbor standing, and he's wearing his kilt and his whole, he's all in the garb and the bagpipes. And we said, I wish we let Mr. K cross across the street, and we hadn't driven off. We drove, and we looked back. He's not there. The next day, my neighbors tell us that he passed away on the train coming home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
So, in other words, you're a medium.
Who knows? I don't know. But I could also see things in my dream.
Yeah. So you're a dreaming medium as well.
I don't know. How does it work?
But you said we all have those capabilities.
Yeah.
It's a matter of not how you let them into your life. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Like I said before the show, my favorite way of describing it as of late is we're talking about energy and conducting energy. And so you can consider it like a wire. And so the less resistance you have in the wire, the more the energy can flow.
So most of us are dial-up modems, but you're like a high-speed.
I've practiced. I've really tuned up my machine, and I cater my whole lifestyle so I can do this.
What do you say to people that say total bullshit, that this is like someone like you're a con woman, that John Edwards is a con man, that Van Pratt is a con man, that these are people that prey off the grieving pain of others who are looking for a connection. You know what I'm talking about.
I do,
You hear it all the time.
I don't hear it all the time.
How do you address those?
I don't have a forum to address it. Nobody comes to me and says that stuff.
You have a forum now.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, like I said about the law of attraction in the beginning, my intention is to attract people that I can help and that can help me. And so I've had questions like this in other interviews, like, what do you think about the psychics on the street corner? Are they just a front for something else? And what I say is I'm not really interested in that. Like, I'm not. The other thing is that my entire life, even before I was like technically into all this stuff, my family likes to argue and dispute and everything. And I'd be like, I'll tell you my story. If you believe it, you believe it. If you don't, you don't. That's what I pretty much say is like, I'm not out there to like convince people and like argue. Like, you guys are open ears. You're like, how does this happen? And I'm like, yeah, let me tell you. But
you know Houdini, the magician?
Yeah.
He said that when he died, if there was a way to come back,
that's
he
a
would
good
do
story.
It. And what he did after when his mother died, first his mother died, and he went through a fortune bringing in mediums from all over the world, trying to contact his mother.
Yeah.
And it was always a scam. And so he made a promise. He said, when I die, if there's a way to come back, I will come back.
Yeah.
And to this day, we've never heard from Houdini.
No, there was actually, I think it was Houdini. He communicated with his wife.
He did. So there was some.
Yeah, I can't remember the story. I'm sure if we Googled it, you would come up with it.
But Houdini was fascinated with the topic of the afterlife.
Talks about it. There was some sort of secret code that they had.
Right. It was it was a secret code
while they were both living.
Yes.
And then somehow, through like a third party or something, they got that code and they gave it to the wife, and the wife life could read it, and that
Right.
person, nobody had any knowledge of that code, so he did.
I mean, so I didn't know know that happened. I knew he said that would happen. I didn't know if it actually did.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to my brother.
But it makes my job easier because everyone I encounter is, either immediately repelled and I don't see them again. If it's like at a
do you get people that get mad at you?
or
Do you get
something.
people that storm out and say this is total bullshit? And then
I mean, I've had people. Okay, so when I give a reading,
Right.
I'm pretty intense about it, and we get to like deep issues.
Right.
Like on my website, it says I have 10 years of social work behind me, and my spirit, source, God, whoever you consider, has given me the assignment of delivering what's hard to hear messages in a positive and empowering way.
Right.
And so when you come in, you have to be prepared to like get those messages. And I give you homework too, because if you have a block, I say, how can this person get over this? So I have had people come in and they're not ready for it. Mm-hmm. And so they're just like, I'm not feeling it. And it's not right for them. And, but it's only been one person.
Let me see. I know you're not prepared for this, but can I just ask you?
Yeah.
And you can say no.
Yeah.
I don't care if you say no. There's a few people in this room right now.
Right.
We're in a quiet room.
Yeah.
There's lights on us. I could turn the lights off. I could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is my brother's hat. This is the hat he wore for 26 years in the middle. Well, not 26 years because he wasn't a commander for 26 years, but for the latter part of his military career. Mm-hmm. Could you just try? And if you don't feel anything, you don't feel anything.
Yeah,
That's fine. But I'm wearing his jacket. This is his hat. Could you try and see if anything comes into your mind?
Yeah, I could.
Do you want us to do anything? Do you want us to turn the lights off?
No.
Can we just sit here?
We can go to a break if you want.
Yeah.
What do you want us to do? Do you want us to do
let's go to a
anything?
break.
All right, let's take a break. We're going to come back, and then again, no pressure because if nothing, I know it just happened.
I only give what I get anyhow. So
Right.
I wouldn't
No,
make it up anyhow.
I'm not looking
so.
for a miracle. If something happens, cool. If it doesn't,
Yeah.
it's not going to mean anything.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right. I'll be back right after this.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. You're listening to the Chauncey Hayden Show on the GFQ Live.tv network. Oh, come on. That was right.
No, come on.
GFQ Live.tv.
No, that's the website.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's not the network.
Well, okay. Oh, God, that was so close.
On
the
the
GFQ
GFQ
network.
He hasn't
Yes.
slept.
But if you want to watch the show,
No,
you have
this
to go,
is him like normal.
No, because you know what? Because I'm so right. It's a GFQ Live.tv URL.
Yes, very good.
Oh my God, that was
Very
so
good,
that shout out was so unnecessary because I'm sorry you had to hear that.
I'm sorry, Chaunce.
By the way, I'm talking to. I haven't said your name enough because we got into such a deep conversation. I'm not even saying who I'm talking to.
Right.
I'm talking to the Reverend Betsy.
That's right. Betsy Cohan.
Betsy Cohan, who's a Jew.
No.
Betsy Cohan, who claims not to be Jew, even though last name's Cohen.
The only Cohen that's not a Jew.
And you remind me so much. If anyone ever saw Poltergeist, that little tiny woman with the squeaky voice,
Yes.
you're like her when she was 15 years old.
I don't know if that's
Did
good
anyone
or
ever tell
not.
you that? Why are all you people so little? Like, why do you look so little?
Why do I look so little?
You're so
Because I'm
little.
4'9" '3/4. That's why.
Do people tell you that you look like you're 10 years old?
Yes, all the time. Mm-hmm.
And how old are you?
31.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's insane. You know how young and little you look?
Yes.
You're like a child.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you think that's part of being a psychic? It's some sort of weird thing where you don't age like it's...
No, but I think that being childlike in behavior is really helpful. An open, inquisitive mind, really helps.
Maybe you can't die. Maybe you have some sort of power where you don't age and you just live forever.
You're giving away my secrets.
Something's up with you. You don't age, do you?
Never. I've got some lines here.
Are you like 3,100 years old?
Yes.
Or 31? Maybe that's what you are.
Probably.
But you're cute as a button.
Thanks.
You are.
Thanks.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I plug my website yet?
no.
Okay.
If you can talk to my brother, you
Okay.
can plug your website. If you can't talk to my brother, we just throw you out in the street. You don't have a ride home, and it ends ugly here.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Of course you can. Go ahead. Plug your website.
Oh, it's New York City, all spelled out, NewYorkCityPsychic.com. And I'm on Twitter, Reverend Betsy, Betsy. What else?
Are you a reverend for real?
I will be a reverend squared as of June 5th, just meaning I already am a reverend, but I'm going to be becoming a spiritualist reverend.
Like, can you marry people?
Yes.
You can do all that?
I can perform marriage ceremonies, yes.
Really?
And funerals and naming services and...
There's something so sexy about that. Isn't it like a cute little miniature psychic reverend?
Yep.
Like, you got it's
Contact
such a,
me and I'll
it's
marry
such
you.
a like a kinky package. I don't know. I just like it. But that's for another show.
Yeah. I also have my own TV show called Betsy's Place.
Betsy's Place.
It's on Brooklyn Public Access. It's also on YouTube.
Okay, and right now, all the people that are your fans are watching this show. Like,
They
you
are.
tweeted the shit out of this, I hope.
did. I emailed it. I Facebooked it.
All right.
Yeah,
And
my
people can
mom
watch
and
this all
dad are
week long?
watching.
Are they
Hi.
really?
Yeah.
Does your mom look like you? Is she cute like you?
Yes, she's very cute.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes she looks in the mirror and she goes, I'm so cute.
Where are you from? Like, where? You're not from around here, are you?
I'm from upstate, Albany.
I knew it. I
Yeah.
knew it. I knew it.
Because you're
I knew it.
psychic.
No, I just knew you were too cute and not like ghetto enough to be
Yeah.
from around here.
Yeah.
Like, you look at Jessica and you know she's from around. Like, Jessica's like, oh no, you didn't.
I'm
like,
not gonna.
like Jessica will kick your ass. Like, Jessica's like, oh no, you see the head bob and the whole thing.
She's the
and
wife of the owner. I'm
you
going to say
see this with
nothing
Jessica,
about
like when you-
anything about that.
No, you're like a cute little farm girl. Like, I can tell. I knew something was up with you. All right. So we're gonna try this.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and see if you feel anything for my brother.
No, I do.
Passed away on Monday.
Yeah.
You feel it already?
Yeah.
Just want you to shut up?
Yeah. Well, I just want to preface with
Okay.
the way I like to work is identifying the spirit first.
Yes.
So that you know that they're here.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do is I ask for identifiers from the spirit. Now, your brother just passed. We talked about how it may or may not be hard for him to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
He's got people that are helping him, like an entourage, right?
Who are those people?
The spirits who have passed. He also has spirit guides and spirit angels.
Are they family or just people that greet you? Like, they're just greeters, more or less?
Both.
So family, people
Family,
who are assigned the
angels,
front gate duty.
His spirit guides that were with him on this planet.
So we have spirit guides even when we're alive.
Yeah, we've got spirit guides and angels.
Like guardian angels is what you're referring to.
They're different, but people interchange them. But
Okay.
we've got spirit guides, and then separately we've got angels.
Okay.
And they're different.
'Cause my guides are sleeping. I'm telling you, they're not paying attention. I don't know what they're doing, but my guides are not on the job.
Is it that they're sleeping or you're not listening?
I think they suck. I just think they're bad at what they do. that's my theory. Is that I have
you
like
want them to beat you over
mongoloid
the
guards.
head.
My guards are mongoloids. Like they
They might
have the
be.
little helmets on their heads and they're bouncing off the clouds and they're just like.
I think you're describing yourself.
By the way, did I hit the camera? Did I knock her loose? Is it all? Do I want to fix it? I just smacked it with my hand. I was waving my arms around. Sorry about that.
Okay, so getting back to your brother,
go
we
ahead.
can talk about all those things.
Okay, no,
after
yeah,
if
but
you
let's
want.
get back to my brother.
So, so when I'm in a reading, I say, okay, when I feel a spirit, and I do feel a spirit now.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel a spirit, I describe the spirit that I feel, and then I ask them for identifiers so that you know that they're here.
Okay.
Okay? I'm asking him for identifiers, and he may or may not be giving them to me. I'm going to share with you what they are, but
Okay.
he's came through with a bunch of messages as well. So when I asked for an identifier, because it's also difficult because when you're in a private reading with me, I say the less information that you give me, the more I can give to you.
Okay.
So you already told me how he died. You already
Right.
told me what he's into. So he can't bring those things forward with ease. I
Right.
can't say I'm feeling someone who's in the military.
Right.
I can't say I'm feeling someone who, died of an overdose to pills, so
Right.
he can't communicate those things to me
Okay.
because I've already known it.
Mm-hmm.
So the identifiers, we'll see if they come through or not. But
Okay.
when I asked him for identifiers, the first thing, the way I knew that he was here is he made my body feel really tingly. He made my whole body feel warm and tingly. And I feel like that's him because of the way he died, because of all the painkillers. And I'm sorry, Mom and Dad, I know what painkillers feel like. Oh, remember that one time I got that real prescription for painkillers, so I know what they feel like. So he made me feel like that. And I was asking him for identifiers, and he showed me something weird, and a lot of times I don't know what the symbols are, but he showed me a pyramid, so I'm not sure if that means anything to you. But I also felt like it had to do with some sort of pyramid's scheme, You know, like something about like there's one person and you send it out to 2 people and send it out to another people, or some sort of hierarchy. I didn't really understand what that meant. So the identifiers I'm not really getting, but I don't know why. He did. He showed me a bullseye, not a bullseye, but like the one like in the gun.
Wait.
You know, the little viewfinder thing?
Yeah, he was a big gun collector.
Yeah, well, you told me that already.
Yeah.
So I like to say that. I don't like to make up stuff, you know, but he showed me that.
But when you say he showed me, what do you mean by he showed me? Like he showed, like you feel him.
In my mind's eye, I see pictures, and that's how we communicate. That's the language I was referring to earlier. The way it works is your spirit guides and or a spirit, depending on how well developed you are and how well developed the spirit is, will prime your memory to something that you're familiar with. So, for instance, this is not what's happening right now, but if, for instance, I were all of a sudden to see a picture of my paternal grandfather, that would most likely indicate to me that your paternal grandfather is here. So that's the kind of thing. So everyone has their own symbolic language.
Right.
And so if I got a symbol of a pig, for instance, a pig might mean something different to me than to you.
Right.
You know, I may have had a pet pig, and that might mean warm and cuddly family.
You get images.
And you might say pigsty.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So it's all different. So when he showed me this, what do you call that when you, well, it doesn't matter, inside the gun when you're looking to find the target? A target finder, whatever.
What do you call that,
The
Andrew?
scope.
The scope. Thank you. What he said is that he felt that he was always trying to make the mark. He was always trying to live up to something, and he never felt that he was good enough, is what he said.
Well, I'll tell you what's interesting about that, because he was the oldest.
Okay.
And my father
That might have to do with the pyramid.
My father was an abusive alcoholic and beat us quite a bit. And Tommy was the one who always stood in the way of the punches.
Okay.
Like, he was the one, my dad would go to hit me, and Tommy would stand in front of me and hit him in the face to protect me from getting hit in the face.
Wow.
So he was always that guy
Yeah.
that felt like I was the one with the sense of humor who was funny and would make jokes, but he never was funny.
Right.
He was like the very serious one.
He was taking all the hits.
Yeah, he took all the blows and felt like he had to protect the family from the beast who was my father.
Right.
You know.
So that's what he's saying, that he felt like he could never measure up, that he felt there was external measures that he had to measure up to, but he felt like he never really reached that. He went through all these hoops, he did all these things in his lives, but he never thought that he made it to where he should make it. He's also saying that is part of the reason as to why he had this addictive personality. He's saying that he was actually really extra sensitive. And that he used this to dumb down his senses, to sort of shrink away from that.
We found in his house, when we were cleaning it out, any press clipping that was ever written about me, he had in a drawer.
So he's sentimental.
Which I never knew he collected. But
that's confirmation.
He had every article ever written about me, and there were literally hundreds saved in a drawer. So yeah, I know he was proud of me, but never said a word to me about it.
Yeah, and so this is like, I realized when I was saying that, I didn't preface it, but it's like new information. Like, he's like telling you now, like, I couldn't tell you this before. I was always
couldn't express
masking
it because he was so tough.
He was hiding it from himself even, or trying to.
I do. That does make sense, actually. It does.
Yeah. He's bringing up about being in a strip club, and he's saying he wish he could be here. And
well, the funny part about that, I arranged for his hat to get a lap dance after the show. So we're actually going to give his military hat a lap dance.
That's great. He's saying
he would
really
never,
because
he was never the kind of guy to be in a strip club ever.
And he's actually bringing up something to do with your wife. And he's saying that he knows that it's important to you, but he's also saying that he's alluding to you being like a phoenix from the flames. That everything has sort of crashed down, and he's seeing you sort of rise above. And he's saying that anything that's crashed down around your feet, that the more that you sort of move on from that. He's saying he couldn't do that himself, and he had trouble with that. But as soon as he like went to the other side, he was like, whoa, all of that was an illusion. And if I just quit thinking about those things, they wouldn't even exist. And he's saying he wants you to do that. And he's saying even with your other, I'll just say business relationships, that if it happens to go down like your wife, that like new opportunities are going to come flying to you if you see it that way.
So he's still the protector.
Yes,
That
exactly.
Even in death.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're running out of time.
Oh, already?
But what time is it? I think we are. Yeah, we're at 4 minutes left in the
I
show.
feel like we didn't say anything.
But you know, the topic is so fascinating that you could literally talk to you for days.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a billion questions for you.
Yeah.
Not just about my brother, and I appreciate you sharing those thoughts, but just about, I mean, the topic of the afterlife is something we're so afraid of, and yet we all know we have to face it. And
most of us are afraid of it.
Most of us. I'm afraid of it.
Yeah.
I am afraid of it. I mean, I went to a priest a couple of years ago, and I'm
sorry.
I'm Catholic, and I told him, I said, I don't believe in God. I don't believe that when I die that I'm going to see Jesus or a devil. I'm not going to see anything. I think nothing happens. And I was an altar boy. I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
It seems so irrational to think that something happens after we die. It just doesn't seem rational to me. And if it does, great. But my intellect tells me, don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
And I know you hear that.
Yeah.
And you say to that?
We've got more to talk about.
Hear that, Andrew? I think you just got a pitch for a show. Anyway, you're incredible.
Thanks for
Seriously,
having me on.
give
I'm
yourself
glad I
a
was
plug
here.
again. Where can people go?
NewYorkCity.com, NewYorkCityPsychic.com. It's all spelled out. YouTube.com/Betsy, BetsyCohen. Twitter at Reverend Betsy. So, you can Google Psychic Betsy, New York City. You'll find it.
And John Edwards, phony or the real deal?
I think that he's got some real stuff going on there, but I don't know about the ins and outs. Like, if I went there and felt it out, I would have more of an opinion.
How can we tell? Just before we go, because we have a few more minutes.
Yeah.
How do people know if they're getting scammed? Like, is there anything you can tell the listeners who are interested in this and want to find somebody in their area but don't know if they're getting scammed?
There's a couple of different resources out there. I would say the best thing is to talk to someone that who's gone to one before and get their firsthand experience and read reviews and things like that. It's hard and there's a lot facing me against that, because people are so skeptical.
They're gonna big money in it. Can you get rich?
Yes.
You make big money? I mean, do you make over $100,000 a year?
No.
Oh, come on.
I will.
You need one sucker.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
No.
That one big fish on the hook.
I
I'm just
don't
kidding.
even let people come back to me within 6 months. You've got to wait 6 months to a year because I don't want to foster codependence.
You don't want them to think that you're just draining their account.
No, it's not. Just not just think. It's like I don't want them. If you don't put up these strong boundaries, you'll be surprised how quickly someone will call you up and say, "Should I cross the street today?"
Boyfriend or no? I feel it coming. Wait, let me think. I'm channeling. Your boyfriend's in this room and he has no hair on his head. And he's got a goatee. I just got a feeling.
I wish.
But then I have no hair on my head and I have a goatee. Maybe I'm talking about me.
Maybe.
Anyway, I want to thank you, the Reverend Betsy, for coming in. I want to thank Andrew Zarian
for
once again
everyone.
manning
the
sound. And, of course, my incredibly obnoxious producer, Shauna Thompson, for manning the video cameras and making sure the show flies. I want to thank Jessica, Andrew's wife, who I know has a billion questions for you after the show. She really does. You're not getting out of here for the next 2 hours. and I know Maggie, the office manager at GFQ, who's ashamed of her roots and wants to pretend she's Irish when she's really Polish.
I like Magda. I like that name.
And what is your boyfriend's name? Oh, come on. Stop. We all know. Just stop. What's your boyfriend's name? Well, he looks like Satan. I call him Satan because he looks like the devil. I'm assuming it's
this
Satan.
guy, Rocky.
Rocky.
I thought that was the devil, Chaunce.
Oh, Rocky's not your boyfriend?
No, he's not.
Oh, Rocky, come on.
Rocky Cozzetti.
Rocky, you want to admit, are you two together?
I would have did her in the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 80s?
But then I walked away from
I was underage.
You walked away? Are you gay?
Yes.
Oh, what do you think? Oh, you must love Andrew. What do you think of Andrew? Andrew's got to be driving you crazy. You're probably in a frenzy right now. You've had to sit there this whole show and look at Andrew and you're gay?
I was so hoping this week we would have no lesbians.
Oh
I
my
wouldn't be
God.
accused of being gay
You,
by everybody that walks into this room.
You must be out of your mind right now. I apologize.
I think we all are.
If you want a lap dance, Andrew will dance for you at the end of the show, whatever you want. Because let me tell you something.
my God.
He won't admit to it on the air, but I'm sure he's interested in you too. Trust me, right, Jessica?
He brought it up today. We had a heart to heart.
Rocky, did you ever see anybody look more gay than Andrew? I mean, Andrew is the gayest looking straight man you'll ever see.
Because I take care of myself.
I'm not talking. Rocky, look at Andrew. Come here for a second. Talk to the mic, Andrew. Rocky, come here. Rocky, please come here for 1 second. We got to end the show, but I gotta know this as a gay man.
Yay.
Oh, you really are gay. Now that I look at you, talking to the mic. I want you to look at Andrew. Tell me that's not the gayest man you've ever seen.
No.
He's
lying.
Look at that
there
hair.
are people that look way more gay.
On a scale
Do you live in New York City?
on a scale from
really?
Rocky, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being super gay, like Liberace gay, and 1 being me. What when you look at Andrew, what number would you assign him?
By the way, let me just say that I was a merchandiser for the Gap, so that you could put that into the equation.
All right.
I would have to use the metrosexual.
That's what I was gonna say.
You're gonna go.
Metro.
So you're going with metrosexual rather than a gay man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's gay
Yes, am I
minus.
metrosexual? But I don't get it. I don't get
He's
it.
just pretty naturally.
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah.
in your world, would
With
gay
tweezers.
men be attracted to him? In your world,
If
Gay men are attracted to men.
yeah.
would a gay man
They
be
would be
attracted
attracted to
gay
you.
man
No, please. There's no gay man in the world attracted to me.
Sure
I wish there
there
was.
is.
Are you attracted to me?
No.
That's nasty. Nobody's attracted. No, but you said that so fast. I'm actually offended. I
your
actually
face.
don't even like
I
you right
said
now.
that in
you,
your
you
honor.
couldn't even pause for a second. You couldn't even give me a once over.
I felt it coming.
I never saw anybody say
He's
no
a
so
psychic
fast.
too, you know.
When a gay man looks at Andrew, what do they think? They're thinking, I can get that
They-
guy, or he's not
they
take work.
might Look at him and be like, But
Yeah.
then there's an energy.
The way he
just
sits.
like
All right.
There's
wait,
an
no,
energy.
No.
I
So
sound like that
nobody's-
because I have a broken back.
Hold on a second. Nobody's looking at me and going, I don't get any hms.
I
How
I
about
get
now?
a no.
How about
no.
now with the
Now-
cross legs?
now it's a little bit more.
Anyone
What is
who's
so ugly
attracted
about
to
me?
you,
What is so unattractive
you're
about
a
me?
very handsome man.
Stop
That's-
lying, Rocky.
What is it about me that makes you so repulsed?
Oh my
what is
God.
what is the most disgusting thing about me? You can be honest. I mean, believe me, you can be totally
What
honest.
you're asking me right now?
Yeah.
Say.
You find out. So if I didn't ask you if I was attractive, you would find that more attractive.
If you humbled yourself, it would be more appealing.
I'm too cocky. I'm too in your face.
No, that's fine. I mean, you do it in all good humor, but that doesn't elude me from answering the question.
This is going to change your mind.
And
when I tell you
that
this.
is, there are many people attracted to you, and they before you open your mouth, maybe one thing, and then when you open your mouth, maybe
So if
another.
I go to there's a bar in New York called Cock. If I go there, I should keep my mouth shut and just sit at the bar and have a drink, and I have a better chance.
No, because the law of attraction will be working in your honor. So you'll find someone that's either the complete opposite of you, and they might be very timid, and then they want to assert themselves, and they would be attracted to you. Or you'll find people that are just like you.
Yeah.
Does it turn you on that I get pedicures at all?
No.
That doesn't do anything for you.
No.
Why? Because I don't put color on my toes?
I don't get pedicures,
I'm not
Chauncey.
that gay.
I don't get pedicures.
You're not that gay. So I'm gayer than you are, in other words. Like
You might
I'm so
be.
gay. Like, in other words, you're super gay, and I'm gayer than you because I get pedicures.
Extra gay.
Okay, last question. Last question, because we have to end the show. Last question. And Rocky, I'm telling you, I want an honest answer.
Okay.
I'm not even joking. Is it gay for a man to wear Uggs?
No.
Thank you. All right, that's all I
By
wanted
the way,
to know.
tomorrow, you want to plug tomorrow?
Because what's tomorrow? Oh, that's right. Tomorrow we have
Plug
a show.
tomorrow.
What?
We have a show
No, you
tomorrow.
plug it because I don't know what to say. I'm going to say it wrong.
Can I say who's coming on?
Yes.
Tomorrow on the Andrew Zarian Show, the 100th episode of the Andrew Zarian Show, and also my birthday show.
Yay.
Chauncey's going to be here. We're broadcasting live from the Sapphires Gentlemen's Club. And why are you laughing?
Because it's just funny to watch.
Yeah.
Because even you have a hard time saying your name.
I
Like
do.
even you
I
got a little crossed up saying your name.
Because I was thinking about Adriana Curry, which is coming on tomorrow.
She's coming on the show from the winner of the first America's Next Top Model.
And she's now recognized as a winner.
No.
Tyra does not recognize her as the winner.
And she had a reality show with the kid from Christopher Brady.
Yeah. My Fair Brady.
My Fair Brady.
Oh, I know
and
that
she's
lady.
smoking hot, and she'll be on the show at 8 o'clock New York time tomorrow evening.
Yeah, and our geek fans will love it because she's a big World of Warcraft player.
Wow.
Right, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
And hopefully my brother will be somewhere floating around in here, and maybe he'll come on. That's it, everybody. I want to thank you all for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow for Andrew's show, for his birthday show. And I'll see you next week for the Chauncey Hayden Show. Good night.
Good night.